Hello everyone, and welcome to my rigging series. I guess we're gonna start with sharp ends first, because why not? So, to start off, you're gonna wanna press 1 on your numpad, click this, and then you wanna do it for scale too, so click this and go to scale. And you can do it for rotation if you want, but I'm not going to. And then you wanna press Shift S and selection to grid. This way it's selected to the grid, so whenever you scale it, it like scales to one of the pixels and it moves to one of the pixels. But you're going to want to scale it down till it's 4 pixels. You're going to want to move it up here. You're going to want to click this button and then press tab to go into edit mode. So this makes it so you can go through both sides instead. Like if you turn it off, it makes it solid, and then if it only selects the first side. So you're going to want to turn that on, select these, drag them up 8 pixels. And you want to press A, then you want to bring it down till the little dot is in the center. You can drag it back up, because this is the rotation point and the scale point, so that will come in later. You want to duplicate this. I don't know why I turned that off. You want to keep this on. Then you're going to want to select these, drag it to the left twice, and these, drag it to the right twice. You can use this for your arm, and you're going to want to bring in a new mesh for the head, and drag it down till it's 8 pixels, so the size of the body basically. So this way, it's you don't have to extrude it out, it just saves time. You can turn this off now. If you go into material mode, so press this or go Z in material preview. We're gonna texture this. So if you click on this, you go to image texture, change this to closest, open, and then find your skin file. You're gonna want to have a skin file with no face. You want to turn your specular down too, all the way. And then we can start texturing. You want to turn this off for this part. So either bring in a new window or use one of these. I'm going to use a new window. And then you'll be presented with this in the UV editor. So if you press A, R90 minus, so that way it's facing the right way. You want to click on the first face and scale it down and move it until it matches each part of the face. And then for the top and bottom parts of the head, you might have to rotate them. See, like the top is a little wrong, so you're just going to want to go to the UV editor and press R90 minus. But yeah, so once you finish texturing this, you shouldn't go texture the other parts, because there's a much simpler way to do it. And usually the bottom one is rotated too, so just press R90. Then drag it to the location and scale it down. Okay, so now that that part is done, you're going to want to turn this back on and go and press this. Oh, and for the texturing, you're going to want to go to face mode. But after you're done texturing the head, go to the vertice. You can go out of tab mode, and you're going to want to delete the body. Shift D, bring this down until it's in the middle. Then you're going to want to select these, drag it up by 2, and these, you want to drag it down by 2. Then you're going to want to select these and bring them in too. Same with these. Now you have your body. As you can see, it doesn't look like it's textured right. So you can turn this off again and go back into face mode, and then there's an easy way to just retexture it all. You just select all of the faces, bring them down, bring all of these over 1, bring these over 1. You can select these middle faces and bring them up. Whoops, not that far, just 1. Then if you select this, you can select this edge and bring it out. Then you can delete the arm, Shift D, X, and then scale it down so it's 4 pixels. Then you want to drag it over, bring all of these over 1, same with these. Then you have an arm textured. Then you can delete the leg, do the same thing, just move it over to the leg. You don't have to do any sort of retexturing besides moving it for the leg. And you have your base model. You can duplicate this and bring the texture over there and there. Then you can press RY90 and drag it here. And select this arm, RY90 minus, and bring it up here. You can close out this window. And then, because we're doing sharp bends for the first video, you want to press 1, Shift A, armature. You want to go to this running man. You want to click viewport display, names, and in front. You can press tab to go into edit mode and bring the bone here. You can press RY90 minus and make sure it's selected to the grid still, so remember to keep pressing Shift S if you don't think it's selected to the grid. So then you're going to want to bring this in 1, 2. And you're going to want to select the whole bone and subdivide it. Then you're going to want to extrude this, so EX, until it reaches there. Then you can select this, and then Shift select the armature, press Control P, select with empty groups. So now, in edit mode, on the arm, if you press this is subdivision surface, it's a loop cut. So if you press 2, and then do that, and then right click so it doesn't move anywhere. So then you want to turn this back down to 1, and then do the same thing until you have 5 loop cuts. Then you can select this. So then we're going to start weight painting. So you want to have bone 02 selected, and then go into weight paint mode. Select that, make this 32, add, then make sure you have bone 2 selected, and then, or if you named it, just remember the names. And then you want to just weight paint just the bottom of the arm. So like this is the wrist. Then if you select bone 0.1, you want to just select these 3. Just these 3. And after you've weight painted all of that, just weight paint the rest for bone. For just the first bone. And then you should have your arm working. So then just these, and then the end one. Then your arm should be rigged. So if you go out of weight paint mode and go back into object mode, you can go back to material preview. And then if you go to the Z axis, which is up top, and you go into pose mode, so pose mode, then if you see, press RZ90, then you'll notice the bend doesn't work right, but everything else, like this should work. It should move the whole arm, and the wrist isn't quite working right, but we're going to fix that after we get the sharp end. So you're going to want to select the arm, go to this, and go to your shape keys. Don't do anything with the base's shape key, but add 2 more. Call this bend. You don't have to call it bend, that's what I just prefer. And then 125 bend. So then make sure you have this selected. It's important that you have this selected. Then if you go into edit mode on the arm, and you go to the wrench, and you click this and this, and you're going to want to turn this back on. I find it better to do it in viewport, in the wireframe viewport, and then you're going to want to select the vertices. Then make sure you have this selected, and then you're going to want to drag this all the way back here. Then you're going to want to drag this over here. So just bring all of the vertices over to this point. So this point right here. So, and then if we go out of edit mode, go back into text or whatever it's called, material preview. If you mess with this value, you'll see, if you turn it all the way up to 1, you'll see we have a sharp bend. But we need to add a driver to fix that so it bends perfectly. And then for the 125 bend, so make sure you have this all the way up. Make sure, so press Alt R, R, Z 125. And then make sure this is all the way up. You have to make sure that's all the way up. And then change this to 2. And turn it all the way up. And then make sure you have this selected and turn this on. Then you can drag it until it looks like a 125 bend. So just bring all of the vertices right here except for the first one. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the closer it is to the actual point, the better it looks. So when you've got all the UVs in the right spot, you should notice that it actually looks like a 125 bend. But you should try and get it as close as possible so it looks good. Like this, you can drag like there. Then this, you can drag there. So just make sure they're like all around the same spot. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to try and make it as perfect as I can possibly get it because it looks better. So now, go out of edit mode and back into viewport. You'll see we have a 125-degree bend, which is perfect. So you can turn this off. Then if you press Alt-R, you'll notice that it does this. So we need to add drivers to the arm. You're going to want to select the bend. Right-click this, click Add Driver. Leave it on Scripted Expression. Clear this and press tan bracket var /2 bracket. Then you're going to want to select the armature and the bend bone. Whoops. you're going to want to select the armature and the bend bone. In this case, it's bone 0.1. You're going to want to select, for me, it's Z rotation, I'm pretty sure, for some weird reason. Oh wait, I guess it's going to be X rotation. Wait. What the heck is happening? Oh, that's because we haven't done the other one yet. So then you're going to want, oh wait, don't mind that, delete this driver. You're going to want to copy this driver and paste the driver. But instead, you're going to want to edit it. Then at the end, you're going to want a space -1. Then, let's see if this works. Okay, so I did something wrong with the rotation. So it's probably going to be X rotation. I don't know why, but it probably is. Wait, oh, wrong one. For me, the rotations are weird. It's probably going to be different for you. But, see there. So now we have a sharp bend. And you'll notice we can bend it past. So what you're going to want to do is go to this tab. It's the bone constraints. Add bone constraint. Limit rotation. We're going to want to check all of these. And change it to local space. So on the z-axis, you're going to want to change it to 125. Or X, I guess. 125. So now it only goes to 125. But as you can see, the textures are a little messed up, so we can fix that real quick. So make sure you select this again if the textures are a little off, and just bring it there, and there. Now if you bend it, you'll notice we have a perfect sharp bend. But you'll notice, you'll notice that the wrist is terrible. So what you're gonna want to do is select the arm again, and go to this tab again, modifier, so the wrench. You can turn these off, by the way, if you would like to. And then you can go to, and then click add modifier, subdivision surface. You can change it to whatever you want. I prefer it on 3 and 3. Then you'll notice it's rounded, which doesn't look very good. So what you need to do is go into edit mode, go to edge mode. You can turn off that. Then then you're going to want to alt select all the edges around, not all of the edges, but so like none of these edges, but alt select like the outer edges, so like these. Then you're going to want to press Shift and E and bring it out until it's all the way. So now if you notice, oh, we have a smooth bend. So I forgot. So just alt select the middle and then Shift E and scale it. Now we should have the same sharp bend that we had originally, but we also have a better wrist. It's a little better, but it's still not functioning properly. So what you need to do for that is, oh, well, also, just in case you want to like edit the skin, you're gonna want to select this on to get to 3, and then if it does that, it doesn't really matter because it's just a glitch. So just go out of edit mode and then go back into it, and it should work just fine. I don't know why it does that, but and then it should work this way too on 3. So there, now you have like the UVs for all the pixels. And then I can't do a very good wrist, but I can try. So what you're gonna want to do is duplicate this and turn this on, and bring it all the way out here. Then you can also bring this down to the size of 1 pixel. Then if you go into pose mode, you can go to the bone constraints tab again and make sure the wrist is selected and add stretch 2, then armature and select bone 03, so the one we just added. So now you'll notice it does this. So now we go to, if I can remember where it is, we go to bendy bones 31. If you make these both absolute, then select the elbow bone, and then the one we added. So now we have this. So then you're also going to want to disconnect these. So Alt P, clear parent. So now you'll notice it does this. So you're just gonna want to do this. Wait, oops. Wait. So you'll notice it does that. So you're gonna want to just keep offset. Now it should work like that. And then actually it'd probably be better to just keep these connected. So keep offset. And then how's this wrist looking? So it's pretty bad, but everything follows right. And then we can, I can't remember how to do the wrist. I'm terrible at doing wrists. Wait, no, whoops. Well, oh wait, if you drag these back until there. So now if you have the wrist selected, it should work decently. It's not the best, but it works. Actually, this is probably the best wrist I've ever made. Okay, this is the best wrist I've ever made, so I'm happy with this. So this is how you do the arms, and then I'll show you how to do the legs in the next tutorial. But this is how you do the arms, and then you can just do the same thing for the other arm. So that's how that works. Oh, and also, if you, if you go into pose mode and go inside the bone, and you select this bone, you can press H to hide it so it doesn't show. But yeah, that's how you do a sharp bend for an arm or a leg. So hope you guys found this helpful. And I know I had a lot of problems trying to figure out sharp bends. I could not do it, and whenever I tried to do something with a sharp bend, it just failed. So I finally figured out how to do it, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. So that's it for this tutorial. Next I'm probably going to do the legs, or like mouth and stuff. But wait, let me save this. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I would find it helpful, I think, if I didn't know sharp bends. But I'll see you in the next rigging tutorial.